I would like to apologize for being absent in the first half of today's meeting. I had to attend a very important meeting. I would like to thank the esteemed Ambassador Popov, who I respect so much, for this high honor. A discussion on combating terrorism is very important. Last year, we discussed the challenges which our region has to face. Challenges presented by groups, by terrorist or extremist groups, which operate under the banner of Islam and stage terror attacks which can only be described as inhuman and absolutely unacceptable. Between our previous meeting and today, our region has witnessed very important, profound shifts and changes in its situation. Some of them were determined by Russia's contribution and Russia's role. Particularly, this relates to the developments in Syria, as well as countries such as Libya and Iran and Iraq. An important factor was also a certain rapprochement, certain reconciliation between Russia and the Persian Gulf countries, including a visit by the Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia to Russia, as well as the recent meeting between the Minister of Oil Industry and the Foreign Minister of Russia. As well as the recent summit of Arab nations on the coast of the Dead Sea, which looked at the issue of combating terrorism. It was indeed a summit on combating extremism and terrorism. This issue was discussed by leaders of Persian Gulf countries. But until today, they have been busy. The Gulf countries, the Gulf states, they have been providing support, including logistics support and funding to those very terrorist groups, including ISIS in Syria and Iraq. As for Russia, there is certain coordination of operations in Syria, and Russia has played an important role in fighting terrorist groups in Syria. Even though Russia is often attacked by some of the Arab language media organizations, attacked as and critiqued for this, criticized for this, we still believe that this is a just cause that it's engaged in. It's doing a very helpful thing, and Russia does not meddle, does not interfere in the domestic affairs of Syria. And thanks to Russia's contribution, thanks to Russia's involvement, we will be able to overcome the present challenging situation. We already are seeing some positive shifts both in Syria and in Iraq. The Iraqi government troops are closing down on Mosul, combating terrorists with increasing efficiency. And the Battle of Mosul is very much, in many ways, similar to the Battle of Aleppo, to the liberation of Aleppo. And Russia played a very important and positive role in liberating Aleppo. Russia has successfully fought against terrorism, and the stabilization that we are seeing in certain parts of the Arab world, which used to be turbulent just a while back, are actually evidence of our success in combating the cancer eating through the Arab world, which is terrorism. And in Bahrain, we value Russia's contribution and Russia's efforts very much. We consider them very important. It also should be said, it needs to be said that the government of Saudi Arabia also has been busy making sure that terrorist groups in Saudi Arabia cannot operate and trying to shut down and crack down on some of the terrorist groups. And I know that our neighbors in Kuwait have done the same, and I can say about the same about Bahrain. Yes, certain forces have been collecting donations to fund terrorist groups, but they're not the only ones who have been busy. And I would like to tell you that there have been efforts to improve and increase cooperation among the various Arab countries in combating terrorists. And I would like to reconfirm to our friends in Russia that Islam has nothing to do with terrorism. Islam has nothing to do with those terrorist attacks which have been committed in different countries, whether it's one of the Arab countries or one of the countries in Europe or elsewhere. We condemn terrorist activities and terrorist attacks, and we believe that Muslims, true Muslims, do not kill other people. True Muslims are against killing. Thank you very much for your efforts and for organizing this conference. I would like to congratulate Dr. Suhail Farah at the publishing, the release of his book, the publication of his book. I'm sure that he has every quality, every capacity to write brilliant books telling us the truth of what's going on in the Arab world. Thank you for this new book, Russia as a Eurasian Civilization. Thank you very much. I hope to see you again and again in the future. And I would like to tell you once again, it is important that Saudi Arabia also has a representative at our meetings. We have a relationship developing between Gulf countries and Russia. It is a small but very important area. And it would help us to get to know each other better.